Hello, friends. Good evening, all of you. I'm C. Meena Verma, and in today's session, we will be cover the remaining topic of standard costing. So we have done how to find advanced variances, as we have already understood that this standard costing what we have studied in CA Inter is quite different than what we are doing here in CA Final. Everything which you have studied, like you have find the way of finding the variances using the standard material, labor, uh, cost, overheads, okay, variable overheads, fixed overheads, sales variance, everything, whatever you have done, finding the material variance, labor variance, variable overheads variance, fixed overhead variance, sales variance, all these things which you have done in CA Inter is a base for this chapter. But yes, in this chapter, we are studying advanced variances. Okay. After that, we have done the way to reconcile the budgeted profit and actual profit. Okay. Now, in this session, we will cover about the way of doing the analysis. Okay. So, our topic, today's topic is doing the investigation of the variances. Okay. So, let us first understand what is this investigation of variances. Then we will cover the questions which we have. Okay. So in today's session, we will be studying about investigation of variances. We will be cover this topic in today's session, investigation of variances. Okay. So you have already studied about this, that variances are of two type. One is that variances which you can control, which a manager can control. Okay. So there are two type of variances. Uh, uh, one variance is under control and another variance which is out of control. Okay. We have already understood that the planning variance, since in planning variance strategies are involved, okay, and the responsibility of doing this planning variance is the strategic level manager, okay, and the reason of these variance is generally uncontrolled, okay, while uncontrolled by who? Operating manager. Okay. The reason of all the planning variance is uncontrolled by operation manager, the person, those who are actually doing the work. Okay. While they can control these operation variances. Okay. So we have already studied about the planning variance and operating variance, and the meaning here about the control means that these variances can be controlled by operation level manager. Okay. While the planning variance, the operation level manager cannot control the planning variances, and for these planning variances, who is responsible? The strategic level manager, the top level manager is responsible for planning variance. Okay. Okay. So they are saying that this variance analysis, this variance investigation is not good. This they're saying that this variance investigation may not be fruitful. Okay, it will not give you benefit where you have already done this cost benefit analysis. If you have already done the cost benefit analysis, then this further variance investigation will not give you much benefit. Okay. Okay. Now here they are saying that this investigation of variance is a key step in using the variance analysis. So first you have to find the variances, then you have to do the variance analysis, then investigation. Okay, so you can see here, generally what we do, we compare the actual with standard, then we calculate the variances. Okay, then we select the important variances. ठीक है? Then we try to find out. See, we don't consider all the variances. ठीक है? It might be possible. See, you can see that we have done the way of finding various kind of variances. Like we can find in material cost variances, different kind of variances. In labor, you can calculate different kind of variances. In variable overhead, you can find different kind of variances. In fixed overhead, you can find different kind of variances. In sale, you can find different kind of variances. So they are saying that we will not consider all the variances. Okay, so we will select important variances on which we will do further analysis. Okay, so we will find important variances, and how we will find this important variances we will study later. Okay, then on those important variances we will try to find out the reason why these variances are arising. Okay, then we do, we will make some conclusion and we will take some action. So this will come under investigation of variances. Okay, so for that we will use the analysis of variances. Okay, now interpretation may suggest possible causes of variances. Okay, see, in interpretation you will suggest that what are the causes because of these variances are arising. Okay, while if you do the investigation you can make conclusion. Okay, that because of this the variances is arising. Now you can see, if we will do the question, we will see that in material different kind of variances is arising. Some are adverse, some are favorable. If adverse variances is there, why the adverse variances are coming? In case if there is favorable variances, we will check whether this favorable variances is good for organization or not. Not every favorable variance is good. Okay, remember, not every favorable variances is good. So we will consider all the adverse and favorable variances selected. Okay, we will select the important favorable and adverse variances, and then we will try to find out the reasons. Okay, now what are the selected variances? See, we will keep a limit. Okay, that if my variance will go adverse up to this limit, then it's okay. If my variances will go favorable up to this limit, then it is okay, it is acceptable. But if my variances will go beyond this, if my adverse variance will go beyond this, then it is not acceptable to me. Similarly, if my favorable variance will go beyond this, it is not acceptable to me. I will try to find out the reason. Okay, so this way we will do the analysis of variances, then investigation. Okay, so possible causes of variances. What are the possible causes? Why the variances may arise in the organization? We have some example. ठीक है, what are the example? Action of competitors. ठीक है, for example, if my competitor has reduced the selling price of their product, in such case obviously I have to respond. So that way my sale price variance may affect, है ना? So this way the action of the competitor may affect your own decision, and because of which variance may arise in the organization, है ना? Okay, if you introduce a new product, in that case also, sorry, if your competitor introduce a new product, in that case also variance may arise. Okay, in case if any of the store, if the competitor is closing any of the store, these are some selected reason, but many other reason may comes. Okay, action of the supplier, if the supplier change the selling price, or if the supplier is offering discount. Okay, or if there is change in economy, then also if there is change in economy, interest rate may change, inflation rate may change. Okay, because of which the rate of cost may change, है ना? ठीक है, cost of your input may change, है ना, because of change in economy. ठीक है, internal inefficiency, it might be possible that inside your organization your management process is not so good, or the way the employees are doing work in the organization is not good. ठीक है, So internal efficiency, because of internal efficiency, the variances is arising. The way the worker are doing production is not good. We have studied about the lean system. What if the organization don't have lean system? In that case also, the organization will have more waste and then variance will arise. है ना? So we need internally efficient organization. है ना? And for that, we have studied that how to implement lean system. है ना? इसके बाद internal decision making. Sometime you may take such decision which might affect your organization, because of which the variance is arising in your organization. है ना? If you change the supplier of your organization, variance may arise. ठीक है? So many, not these are just limited reason, but there are many reasons because of which variance may arise. ठीक है? Variance may arise. ठीक है? So they have given you again some example, like in case of material, how the variance may arise. Like if you don't have good quality, or if there is a lot of wastage in the organization, or if there is theft in the organization, ठीक है? Or if the specification of input change, ठीक है? Variance in material may arise, है ना? Similarly for labor, if the pay scale rise, variance may arise. If you will not supervise your labor effectively, then obviously they will not work effectively and variance may arise. है ना? If there is breakdown of machine, increase in speed or decrease in speed may affect this direct labor. Similarly fixed overhead, in case if there is inflation, ठीक है? और if you change the supplier, ठीक है? or there is stepped cost. I hope you know the step cost which remain up to some unit, then it increases, ठीक है? Because of which the variance may arise. ठीक है? Then sales revenue, change in price, economic factor may affect the way the the action of the competitor may affect this your price of your goods, है ना? Or the increase or decrease in the volume, the quantity you are selling in the market may affect the sales variances. So these are some limited reasons, but there are many reasons because of which the variance may arise in the organization. है ना? So they are saying that, wait, what happened? Okay, there are behavioral as well as technical consequences to the decision to investigate variance. So for investigating the variance, you will consider the behavioral as well as technical aspects. Take a consequence. You will consider both, and then you will do the investigation. Now see, in case if the standard price and the actual price is same, in case if the actual price and standard price is same, see, you can see, then there is no variances. So I hope you remember, in case of material price variance, I hope you remember that when we were doing a question of reconciliation, there were various variances which the value of which were coming nil, है ना? The variances, the value of the variance was coming nil. So if there is no variances, you don't need to consider those variances for investigation. ठीक है? ठीक है? So in case if there is favorable variances and unfavorable variances, we will consider them. But yes, we will decide some limit that, okay, up to this limit, the adverse variance is acceptable. Up to this limit, the favorable variance is acceptable. But beyond that, we will not accept these favorable and adverse variance. Okay. So we will consider certain factors for the variance investigation, we will consider some, we will consider certain factors. We will consider certain factors for variance investigation. What are those factors? Let us discuss. Let us consider that. Now, what are the factors which we will consider for doing the investigation? Okay. So first is size. Okay. Size of the variance. We will consider the size of the variance for doing the investigation. Okay. Like you can see here, you may have zero variance, you may have favorable variance, you may have unfavorable variance. Okay, but how much that variance is arising? Okay. Uh, as we have already discussed that up to certain limit we will consider that yes, adverse variance is acceptable. Up to certain limit the favorable variance is acceptable. So that way we will decide the size up to which the variance is acceptable. So if there is small variation, then we will avoid that. Then investigation of those small variation is not required to do any kind of analysis and investigation. So that is why, see, we have set a limit that up to this limit they are acceptable. But if my adverse variance will go beyond this, I will do the analysis and investigation. If my favorable variance will go beyond this limit, then yes, we have to do the analysis and investigation. So this way we will create some size up to which the variance will be acceptable. Okay, so this is one factor which we will consider for doing the investigation. Okay. Next is cost benefit analysis. See, in case if the cost of doing the cost of investigation is more than the benefit of doing this analysis and investigation, if the cost of doing all these analysis and investigation is more than the benefit, then obviously it is of no use of doing this kind of analysis and investigation. Obviously it is not good. Okay, obviously we will do this analysis and investigation only if the cost is less than the benefit. है ना? Obviously, when the cost will be less than the benefit, then only we will do this investigation and analysis. Okay? Then only we will do this investigation and analysis. So this is another factor. First factor was that we will consider the size. Okay, if the size is less, we will not do this investigation and analysis. Means if the variance is under the limit, we will not do the investigation. Okay, we will not do the analysis and investigation. But yes, if the size of the variance is big, okay, beyond the limit, then yes, we will do the analysis and investigation. Then second point, we have understood that in case if the cost is more than the benefit, then we will not do this investigation. But if the cost of doing the investigation is less than the benefit, see, if the cost of doing this investigation is less than the benefit, then obviously we will do this investigation. This is the second factor. Okay. Next is we will observe the pattern of variances. Okay, so what happened, we will consider that variance much if that arises infrequently. Okay, so we need to monitor over a period of time, and if variance of a particular cost is seen to be worsening over time, then in that case what we will do, we will do the investigation. Okay, so we will prepare a data of different month. Okay, then we will see that if there is any specific variance, like cost, if any specific cost variance every month, that cost variance is coming adverse. Okay, if any specific cost variance is coming adverse every month, then obviously we have to find the reason why it is consequently it is coming adverse. Okay, similarly for other, like if you have other reasons you will consider. Okay, then budgetary process. See, for finding these variances we have to consider the budgeted. Okay, the budgeted cost, the budgeted sales. So obviously the budget you set should be realistic, it should not be unrealistic. In case if you have set unrealistic, what is unrealistic? Which is not possible to achieve. Okay, like you have set such cost. Okay, I hope we have done a question related to this in budgeting chapter. If for example you have set such cost, okay, such cost which is not possible to reduce for the organization, or you have set such sale in quantity which is not possible to achieve. Okay, so we should not set such unrealistic budget for the organization. We will keep the budget which is possible to attain. Okay, so they should be realistic. Okay, now we have two methods of doing this investigation. Okay, for investing the variances we will use two methods. One is simple rule thumb model, and another one is statistical, another one is statistical decision model. Okay, so we have two methods. Let us understand them one by one. One is simple rule thumb model. Okay, so what is the simple rule thumb model? Simple rule thumb model is based on arbitrary criteria such as investigating if absolute size of variance is greater than certain amount. Okay, so you have set some limit that yes, the variance, the favorable and adverse variance is acceptable if they are under this limit. Okay, but what if they go beyond this? What if these variances go beyond? Okay, then it need investigation. So this is what mentioned here. Okay, if absolute size of the variance means the size of the variance is greater than the limit you have set, then obviously you have to do the investigation why these variances are rising in the organization. Or if in case if you have set some, instead of such limit, in case if you have set some ratio, okay, and your variance is going beyond that ratio, then you have to do the investigation. Okay, so you have to do the investigation. So this is a thumb rule method. This is what simple rule thumb model. Okay, this is simple rule thumb model. Okay, in which you will consider the size of the variance and the ratio. Okay, and on the basis of which you will decide whether you need to do the investigation or not. Okay, and second one is investigation. Statistical. See, second one is what? Statistical decision making. This is the second method. Okay. So what happened in this method? In this case, we will first try to find out whether this variance is under the control. We will we will first assume that the system is in control and a variance is simply due to some random fluctuation. So in case if the variance is under control and it is due to some reasons, okay, then you will consider either this, or it might be possible that variance in the organization may arise for a reason which is not under the control of that manager. For example, in case if there is any kind of variances arising for which the operational level manager is not responsible, such variance like these are planning variance, okay, the operation level manager is not responsible for that. And in case if adverse variance is arising, obviously you can't blame the operation level manager. Similarly, if favorable variance is arising, obviously the credit cannot be taken by such operational level manager. So this way we have to find whether the variance is under the control or out of the control of that particular level. Okay, obviously it is not possible to control the variance for one level, but it might be possible that it is possible to control by other level of the organization. See, we have a structure. Okay, it might be possible that some variance is not possible to control by operation level manager, but it might be possible that it can be corrected by strategic level manager. है So this way we will find that. So here what will happen, see, this is the topic which you don't have in your new syllabus. If you will give your exam on May 21, you will see that in your book this concept is not in detail. Okay, otherwise in your old module you have questions like this, which is right now not in your syllabus. So you don't need to do the question, the example which we have in your old module, you don't need to do if your exam is on May 21. Okay, and obviously if you are taking these classes, obviously you are not giving January exam, है ना? So I assume that you are preparing for May 21, and if you are preparing for May 21, in that case, this concept is not applicable if we have this example in old module, but now in new module, this concept is not in there. Okay. Okay, so see here, for finding whether the manager should do the investigation or not, the manager will use the statistics, and on the basis of which they will decide it. Okay, see, they will decide the variances which need to do the investigation by using the statistic, but that method is not in our syllabus now. Okay, it is out of the syllabus now, so you don't need to do the question. Okay. Now let us take the questions which we have, in which we will do the investigation of variances. Means we will try to find out why the variances are arising. Okay. Okay. Now, in case first, if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Then we will do questions which we have. Okay. This is the question which we have. Okay. In this question, what you have to do in this question, first you have to find the labor rate variance and labor efficiency variances. Okay, you have to find labor rate variance and labor efficiency variance. Okay, once you will find them, then you have to do the interpretation. Okay, so first find these variances and give me the answer. Okay, these are very easy variances. I hope you all have done these variances in CA Inter, so I expect all of you to first try to do this at your own. Okay, I'm waiting. Okay, you people will do it. Okay, it is very easy question. You have this question in CA Inter. Okay, labor rate variance and labor efficiency variance. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay, and I expect all of you to find these variances. Okay, find these variances, rate variances and efficiency. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. See, in this question, you have to find the direct labor rate variance and direct labor efficiency variance. You have to find that first. Then you have to do the interpretation. Okay. Okay, first I'll give you the formula. As we all know this formula, we have already studied these formula in CA Inter. Okay, see, let me first read the question. NZSCO Limited uses standard costing system for manufacturing its single product ANZ. Standard cost card per unit is as follow. Okay, so direct material consumed per unit is 1 kg is given here. The direct labor is given here. The direct, see, variable overhead is given here. Okay, this is all, this information is all information related to single product. Okay, all this information is related to single product. Okay, and this is standard cost. Okay, so this is standard cost. Now in next portion, actual and budgeted activity level in unit for the month of Feb 18 are this. Okay, so the level of activity they have given you, the budgeted level of activity is 50,000 units and actual level of activity is 52,000. Okay, okay, after that, actual variable cost. Okay, so this is our actual variable cost since we have standard cost here. So the actual variable cost, the direct material, actual direct material cost is this. This is the actual material cost. Okay, actual labor cost is this. Okay, and variable overhead is this. Okay, okay, and you have to find the direct labor rate and this labor efficiency variance, and you have to interpret that. Okay, okay, so we have a simple question. Standard cost is given, actual cost is given. Okay, this is standard cost for single product. Okay, this is actual cost for all the production. Okay, and we have the activity level, the units which you are producing. Okay, we have given here actual units which you are producing. Okay, now in this question, you have to first find the direct labor rate. Okay, labor rate variance. What is the formula for finding the labor rate variance? Standard rate minus actual rate into actual hour. I hope you remember this is the formula we have in CA Inter. Okay, this is labor rate variance. Okay, next is labor efficiency variance, standard hour minus actual hour into standard rate. So this is my labor efficiency variance. Okay. So here, standard rate. What is standard rate? What is standard rate? 8 rupees. This is standard rate. Okay. What is actual rate? Actual rate. See, you will consider the actual cost and the actual labor hour required to produce, okay, the final output. So if you will ask me to calculate actual hour, then how I will calculate that? Actual hour, I will consider the actual cost, which is, this is my actual cost. Then the actual direct labor hour, this is my actual direct labor hour. So what is my actual rate per hour? This is my actual rate per hour. ठीक है, so we have standard rate, we have actual rate. ठीक है, then we have to consider the actual hour. So we have this actual hour. Put all these value and solve this question. See, I'm waiting and I'm waiting for you to respond me. We will consider the standard rate. ठीक है, which is 8, the actual rate, which is 8.14, and actual hour, which is 3 lakh. Okay, so this way I'll get labor rate variance. This way I'll get labor rate variance. Okay. Solve this. Similarly, I'll consider the standard hour minus actual hour. Okay, what is the standard hour we have? See, we consider here standard hour for actual output. Okay, we can see here that for one hour, see, for one output, we need standard hour 6 hour. Okay, for one output, we need standard 6 hour. Okay, so if we will produce 52,000 units, how many hours is required? So this is my standard hour for actual output. Okay, this value will be, okay, so standard hour for actual output. What is my actual output? This is my actual output. This is my actual output. Now what we have to calculate? Standard hour for actual output. We know that for producing one output, we need how many standard hours? 6 hours. Okay, for one unit, we need 6 hours. So for 52,000 unit, how many hours is required? This much. Okay. This much time is required. Now, what is actual hour? This is actual hour. So we will consider actual hour. What is standard rate? In this question, what is standard rate? This is standard rate. So this way we will get labor efficiency variance. Okay, so this way we will get labor efficiency variance. Okay, I hope you understand this. See, this is what we have studied in CA Inter also. Okay, we have these two formula. We will use this question. Okay, we will solve it and we will find the values. Okay. Okay, now let us solve this value. This is adverse. This is favorable. Okay. So I hope you understand how to find the labor rate variance and labor efficiency variance. Okay, you can see here that the labor rate variance is adverse and labor efficiency variance is favorable. Now, can you interpret, see in this question, you can see the labor rate variance is adverse and labor efficiency variance is favorable. ठीक है, now can you interpret this? Why, if my labor rate variance will come adverse and efficiency variance will come favorable? So what reason you can give in case if labor rate variance is coming adverse and in case if efficiency variance is coming favorable? What reason you will give? Can you give me answer? Can you give me answer? What reason you will give? Can you give me the answer? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you to respond. I'm waiting all of you to respond me. What in case if the direct labor rate variance is adverse and efficiency variance is favorable? What reason you will give? Why the rate variance is adverse? See, you can see here the actual rate is more than the standard rate. Means you are paying more to the labor. ठीक है? So you will state the reason why are you paying more than the standard you have set. ठीक है? And because of which your labor rate variance is coming as adverse. ठीक है? You will give the reason. ठीक है? It might be possible that the labor have done strike and because of which they were demanding that their wages should increase. It might be possible they file a case in court because of which the conclusion of the decision of the court, because of which you have to increase the rate. So this way you have to increase the wage rate. So this way, because of this reason, the labor rate variance is coming adverse. ठीक है? Similarly, labor efficiency variance. ठीक है? Labor efficiency variance, it is coming favorable. You can see here that the labor efficiency variance is coming favorable. Now, why my labor efficiency variance is coming favorable? Because I have set for actual output. For my actual output, I have set the standard that yes, my labor will work for these hours. For actual output, I have set the standard that my labor will work for these hours. But actually, they have worked for this hour. ठीक है? It means that my labor is now more efficient. ठीक है? My labor is more efficient. ठीक है? My labor is producing the same goods quickly. ठीक है? ठीक है? So because of which my efficiency variance is, you can say efficiency variance is favorable. So this way you will try to find out the reason why the rate variance is coming adverse and why the efficiency variance is coming favorable. ठीक है? ठीक है? Now here you can see that in case, for example, in case what happened, the labor have file a case in court. ठीक है? The labor have filed a case in court and because of which the judgment of the court has come and the court has raised the wage rate. ठीक है? The court has raised the wage rate and because of which the company is paying more wage to the labor. So if, for example, if the worker is getting more wage, it might be possible now the worker are doing their work more efficiently. This might be the reason. So this way you can think what could be the reason because of which the favorable variance is coming here. ठीक है? So you will think why the favorable variance is coming here. ठीक है? Now we have a next question. We have a next question. This is our next question. ठीक है? So first of all, I want all of you to read this question. Read this question. Let me see the queries in case if you have any query. Let me see the queries. Please read this question. Next question. I'm giving you 5 minutes to read this question. Raman, okay, you people have doubt. Okay, okay, you are giving me answer. Very nice. Okay. Okay, so very nice. See, one of the student is saying that, ma'am, learning curve is applicable. Yes, it might be possible because of learning curve, the efficiency is improving. See, you can give many reasons. Okay, this is just a reason that since you can see here in the same question, you can see the wage rate is increasing. You can give the reason why the wage rate is increasing. You can, you can think why the wage rate is increasing, and because of which it might be possible, since the labor is now getting more wage, and because of which he's now more efficient, and because of which this favorable variance is arising. Okay, you can think. And it might be, yes, one more reason. See, the student who give me this learning curve is very nice reason. You can write because of learning curve, it might be possible the efficiency of the labor has increased. This is given by S. Muthulakshmi from Madurai. Yes, you have given very good reason. It might be possible the learning curve is applicable, and therefore this labor is now more efficient. Very nice. So I want all of you to just read this question, then we will discuss. See, I want you to read it. Okay? Okay, there is a question from Hemant. Hemant is asking me for variable overhead variance. What is the difference between labor and variable overhead variance? It looks similar. Okay, very nice question. But for this question, I have to consider the formula. See, you can see the question. Yes, this is a good question. See, what we do, we have all the cost. Okay, and for the cost, like we know that for material, we find the variances. For labor, we find the variances. For variable overhead, we find the variances, and for fixed overhead, we find the variances. But you have ever think that yes, labor is a part of variable overhead. So here either we are considering other variable overheads, है ना? Otherwise you can see the labor is a part of variable overheads. So the way you have calculated the labor variances, ठीक है? See, the labor variances changes with hours, है ना? Hours. ठीक है, you have studied in labor variances, you have studied about finding the labor efficiency variances, and you can see the same you find here also, variable overhead efficiency variances. And you can see you use the actual hour worked at this place, and on the basis of which you will find the variances. Similarly, you consider the actual hour worked at this place also for finding the variances. Standard hours minus actual hours. Standard hours minus actual hour worked, not actual hour paid. ठीक है, actual hour worked. See, the time for which my labor will actually work, only for that my other variable costs will arise. See, in any factory, in any organization, for example, this is my factory. ठीक है, this is my factory. So in case if in my factory the time for which my labor is actually working, the time for my labor actually working, ठीक है, only for that time my other resources will get consumed, my other variable overheads will get consumed. See, the time my labor will work, my machine will work for the same time, and for that my electricity will consume only for that time up to which my actual labor hour will work. So see, the expenditures of other variable overhead is related to the time for which my labor is actually working, and therefore you can see the way you calculate the variance for the labor is similar to the way you calculate the variable overheads. ठीक है, I hope this is the question of Hemant, your question is clear. ठीक है, so that is why the variances, you can see the variances are similar. ठीक है, Hemant, is it clear? Is it clear? Please tell me. ठीक है, so you can see that is why the formula for labor variances and for other variable overhead variances are similar. ठीक है, so this is the reason. Now we have this question, and I hope all of you to read this question and quickly tell me if you have done the reading of this question. Quickly tell me if you have done the reading of this question. We have this question, and I expect all the students to please read this question. We have this question, and I expect all the students to please read this question. Quickly tell me if you have done the reading of this question. Please quickly tell me if you have done the reading of this question. Okay, let me read this question for all of you. Natural spices manufactures and distributes high quality spices to government, food shops, and top quality restaurant. ठीक है, government and high-end restaurants pride themselves on using freshest, highest quality ingredient. So see, this is very important for this question, that they are using the fresh and very high quality ingredients. So input, they are using the input of very high quality. ठीक है, now natural spices has set up 5 state of the art plants for meeting the ever growing demand. ठीक है, so they have set up the state, they have set up the state on which they will plant it to for getting their input. ठीक है, the firm procures raw material directly from the centers of produce to maintain uniform taste and quality. So what they do, they have a center place where they do the production and they receive the raw material. ठीक है? ठीक है? So that is why, since they are using the raw material at the same place, and therefore the taste is uniform. ठीक है? The raw material is first clean, then the raw material is dried, then the raw material is tested. ठीक है? With the help of special machines. It is then carefully grounded into finished product, passing through various stages and packaged at the firm's ultra clean factory before being dispatched to the customers. The following variances pertain to last week of operations, arose as a consequence of management's decision to lower prices to increase volume. So organization have these variances. ठीक है? You can see here that the sales volume variance is favorable. The sale price variance is adverse. ठीक है? The purchase price variance is favorable. Labor efficiency variance is favorable. And fixed cost expenditure variance is favorable. Now, what is the requirement of the question? Identify critical success factor for this company. ठीक है? So in this entire question, you have to find the critical success factor. What is critical success factor? See, I want to show you just what is critical success factor. These are critical success factor. Critical success factor, also known as key result area, ठीक है, are the area of your business that are very important for the success of your business organization, or I can say the area which is very important, which will help you to achieve the mission of the organization. ठीक है? So what is the critical area in this entire organization, ठीक है, because of which the organization is successful, ठीक है, is a critical success factor. This is critical success factor. So you have to identify the critical success factor in this question. ठीक है? Find it. Give me the answer. I'm waiting. You will tell me what is the critical success factor. You will tell me what is the critical success factor. I'm waiting, and you people will tell me what is the critical success factor. ठीक है? I'm waiting for you to reply me. What are the critical success factor? You can read this question again. See what the organization have done, the management of organization has done here. They have lowered the price and increased the volume. Okay, now you have to tell me here first, what is the critical success factor for the organization? You have to tell me here, what is the critical success factor? See, I've after the class, or after the class, I'll provide this PPT. I forgot to share this PPT with all of you. After the class, I will provide these questions and you can upload from ICAI website. ठीक है? These questions, these case scenario. ठीक है? Now tell me the critical success factor here. Can you tell me quickly? See, in this entire question, can you see something because of which the organization is successful? Okay, something which is important for the mission of the organization. Can you write something? Very nice, very good question, very good answer from Muthu Lakshmi Madurai. But I want other student also. Areva. From Raman, yes, the answer of Raman is also correct. Other student also. I want other student also to give me the answer. Very nice. Critical success factor. See in this question, why the organization is successful? Because the organization is selling high quality of spices because of the quality. Okay, okay. But yes, Muthu Lakshmi, he has given me 3 reasons. First, the quality of the end product. Very nice. Second, the hygiene. The hygiene. Okay. And third, they are using fresh raw material. Okay. Fresh, high quality raw material. So you can see, if I conclude everything, I can say that since the organization is providing high quality of the product, because of which the organization is successful. Okay, so you can write, if you want, critical success factor. Critical success factor is important for organization to achieve its mission. Because of critical success factor, your organization is a successful organization. Okay, because of critical success factor, your organization is a successful organization. Okay, because of critical success factor, your organization is successful. So what is the reason here? Since the organization is providing high quality finished good, because of which the organization is successful. And you can give more other reason, not just high quality product. For producing high quality finished good, they are using high quality of raw material. In the organization, they have taken care of proper hygiene. Okay, so you can write all these reasons because of which the organization is successful. Okay, okay. Next, see, you can see the way we have written the answer also. What I've done. Yes. So see, because of high quality, the organization is successful. Okay. So this is the primary critical success factor. This is the primary reason because of the organization is successful. Okay. Primary reason. Now, what may be other reason? It might be possible the price of the this final product is such way, the organization has kept the prices such way, or the way they are delivering the product, or the way they have done the packaging of the product, because of which the organization is successful. But all these are secondary reason. Okay? The way you are delivering the product to the customer, or the way you have done the packaging, or the way you have done the pricing, these are the secondary reason because of which the organization may become a successful organization. But the first reason is the high quality of the product. Okay? Okay. Now the next part of the question is evaluate the management's decision with overall corporate strategy. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Okay, now evaluate the management decision with the overall corporate. Can you answer me the part of second question? Evaluate the management's decision with the overall corporate strategy and critical success factor. ठीक है? Can you do this with the help of these variances? See, first I'm giving you time. I'm giving you 4-5 minutes. Think. 4 minutes. Think about it. ठीक है? I'm waiting. Think about it. ठीक है? And give me the answer. Can you give me? You can see here the price is adverse variances. Can you give me the answer? Okay, see what happened. You can see from here, you can see first portion of the question. If you will read these lines, let me clear everything first. If you will read these lines, from these lines, okay, if you will read these lines, from these lines, you can conclude that the organization is focused on quality. Everything. If they have adopted hygiene, obviously it is for quality. So the entire organization is focusing on quality. And you can see that these variances are for 1 week. This is the information for 1 week. Okay. So management has taken some decision. What decision management has taken? They have reduce selling price. See, if my actual selling price is less than my set standard selling price, okay, or budgeted selling price, if it is less than standard selling price, okay, then what happened? It might be possible that sale price variance may come adverse. Like in this case, you can see that sale price variance is adverse. What the management have done? The management have reduced the selling price as mentioned here in 1 week. Means they have recently took this decision to reduce the selling price, and they believe that if they will reduce the selling price, okay, then what happened? It is good to capture the market. It might be possible now. Why any organization will reduce the selling price of its final product? Why such decision will be taken by the organization? Only if the organization want to expand their market, they want to capture the price sensitive buyers, है ना? So because of which recently the management have taken a decision, and because of which they have reduced the selling price, and because of which the selling price variance is arising here. But why in any organization management is doing so? Obviously to capture market, to expand the market, है ना? And so you can see the volume variance is increased, है ना? You can see volume means quantity sale. The sale in quantity has increased, है ना? Volume means what? Volume means what? Sale in quantity has increased. Sale in quantity has increased. And therefore you can see here this variance is favorable. So I can interpret here, see, overall corporate strategy. Now, after taking this decision, what is the overall corporate strategy to expand the market, है ना? That is why they are decreasing the selling price. And since once they have decreased the selling price, they are selling more quantity, and therefore the volume variance is, you know, favorable. And it is clearly written here also that the organization have lowered the selling price, and because of which there is increase in quantity sold by the company, है ना? So this is their recent strategy. This is the recent strategy of the company. ठीक है? Now let me do more analysis. ठीक है? You can see here that the purchase price is favorable. When we will have good this favorable purchase price, when an organization will have favorable purchase price, when your purchase of raw materials standard, your actual cost is less than standard cost, है ना? If your standard cost, this is how you can see, if you remember standard, if you remember the formula for purchase raw material purchase price variance, you know, standard price minus actual price into actual whatever the units you are buying. ठीक है? So you can see here the price of raw material you are buying. If the actual price of the material you are buying, actual price of the raw material you are buying is less than the standard price of the raw material, है ना? The actual price of the raw material is less than the standard price of the raw material, then only your purchase variance will come favorable. Now it means that you are buying the raw material, you are buying cheap raw material. Now it means that you are buying cheap raw material, है ना? है ना? Because actual purchase price of the raw material is less, and because of which this favorable variance is arising. And see, which is actually opposite of the strategy of the company. The present strategy of the company is to focus on quality, while this management have taken such decision, because of which he is buying the raw material at less price. ठीक है? So here we can conclude, if they are buying the raw material at less price, obviously they are buying cheaper raw material, है ना? Which is not good, which is not good for the overall overall company strategy is to maintain the quality, which is here the management have taken such decision which is not good for the company's overall strategy, है ना? This is not good for the company's overall strategy, है ना? Okay, further, labor efficiency has increased. Now for this we can say we have two reasons. My labor is taking less time. When this variance comes favorable, when the actual labor hour for the actual output, the actual labor hour is less than the standard labor hour, है ना? Means my labor is taking less time for producing the goods, है ना? My labor is taking less time for producing the goods. ठीक है? For here we can write two reasons. This might be possible, either the learning curve is applicable, now my labor has learned more, that is why he's taking less time and he is producing the goods in less time, or it might be possible now my labor is sacrificing the quality and he want to do the work as soon as possible. ठीक है? So two reason might present there. So this way you can see the strategy within 1 week is adopted by the management is not good for the overall strategy of the organization. This is not good, है ना? So this way you can conclude the question. This way you can conclude it. I hope you understand. Yes, very nice. Raman has written that purchase price variance is due to low quality material. Yes, cheap material. No. See, Hemant, I hope now it is clear to you. Hemant, I hope now it is clear to you. See, we will see it further also. Since the purchase price is favorable. Why the purchase price is favorable? Because the actual purchase price is less than the standard purchase price. It means that they are buying cheaper raw material. है ना? It means they are buying cheaper raw material. So this way you can analyze it. You can analyze the question. I hope it is clear to you. Okay, I'm reading other answers also, but I want all of you to read the next question also, है ना? So that we don't waste the time and we can cover the maximum questions in today's session. ठीक है? I hope it is readable. ठीक है? You can take a screenshot and you can do this question. Take a screenshot in your phone or somewhere and do this question, है ना? In case if you don't have this question. Okay, so Muthu Lakshmi has written me for the previous question that, ma'am, to expand the market, they have reduced the selling price, but it might be possible that in future they may increase the selling price after capturing the market. But yes, but that may be possible. But yes, for this, the organization should not sacrifice the quality. Okay, see, there are some core competence for the organization. It might be possible the organization is successful just because the quality. It might be possible that if you will reduce the quality, you might lose your customer. है ना? So that way you should think also. है ना? And accordingly, you should write your answer. Okay, it might be possible that the company has reduced the selling price right now, but yes, the company is sacrificing the quality also, which is not good. So that way you can think and you can write. Okay, I want all of you to read it. Take a screenshot in case if you don't have this question. Read this question. Very easy question. This is a very easy question, but to evaluate the thing is important, है ना? So for the purpose of evaluation, I have taken this question. For the purpose of evaluation, I have taken this question. ठीक है? Read this question. Please take a screenshot if possible. Take a screenshot in your phone or somewhere. Take a screenshot. I hope the question is readable to all of you. Read this question. If you have done the reading, please tell me. read this question, and if you have done the reading, please tell me. ठीक है? If you will see this question, in this question you have to find, see what you have to point. You have to point the material price variance. ठीक है? Price variance. Find if you can find. I hope you can do this. This is the question from CA Inter, but what is new in this question is to evaluate it. है ना? To evaluate it. This is new. But the question is same as what you have done in CA Inter. ठीक है? First find the price variance. Then second find volume variance. ठीक है? Second find the volume variance in the same question. Third, try to find the mix variance. Then fourth, find yield variance. Okay, these variances. Okay, let me read this question. I hope you all have done the reading. Tell me quickly if you have done the reading. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. If you have done the reading, please tell me. And if you have done the reading, in this question, you have to find the price variance, volume variance, mix variance, and yield variance. Simple question. But the main part of the question is to evaluate. है ना? To evaluate. Which is important in this question. If you have done the reading, please tell me quickly. If you have done the reading, please tell me quickly. Okay, let me read this question. Aquatic Feed is the leading manufacturing company. Aquatic Feed is the leading manufacturer of fish and other sea animal feed. Aquatic Field has made its credit pioneering efforts and service for over 1 decade in development of culture, processing, and exports within its state of art fish feed and processing plants. Hallmark of AF aquatic feed is constant upgradation of aquaculture technology, bringing latest development in the field to the doorstep of the Indian aquaculture farmer. It stands as a leading provider of high quality feed, best technical support to the farmer, and cater to the quality standard of global customer. So we have a company, the name of the company is Aquatic Field. This company is providing food for the aquatic animals, ठीक है, like fish and other sea animal. ठीक है, they produce the goods for them. ठीक है. ठीक है, and therefore they want to, they are putting their efforts on this aqua agriculture. They are putting their efforts so that it can they can provide strength to the farmers, those who are engaged in this aqua agriculture, this farming, this process, those who are engaged in such process. ठीक है. So one of its product, they are talking about one of the product which is consumed by fish. This product name is B, which is produced by mixing and heating three ingredients. So they are saying that we produce one product B to feed whom? Fish. It is used to feed fish. Okay? And one product B, it consists of three ingredients, B1, B2 and B3. Okay? It uses a standard costing system to monitor its cost. And the company is using standard cost system to monitor the cost. Okay? Standard material cost for 100 kg of B is, see, this is the cost for 100 kg of B. Okay? So standard quantity of B1 requires this. Okay? B2 requires this. B3 requires this. Okay? So you can see here that I want to write somewhere. I need space. See, these information are not relevant, so I'm removing them. Okay? Now you can see here that the final product, for final product, how much? 100 kg final product. How much raw material is required? 125 kg raw material is required. B1, B2, B3. This is the standard. Okay? This is the standard. Now what information we have? B1, B2, B3 are agricultural products. Their quality and price change significantly every year. Okay, they are saying that for the production of B, they need B1, B2, B3. Okay? They are saying that B1, B2, B3 is agriculture product. Okay? And they're saying that their quality and price changes significantly every year. So the prices is not fixed. The price of these raw material, B1, B2, B3, which is used for producing one final product, which is used, these three kind of raw material is required for producing one product. And they are saying that the cost of these three product is not fixed. Okay? They are changing. Okay? They are not fixed. Standard price are determined at the average market price over the last 3 years. So what they do, since they are saying that the price is not fixed, okay, and to consider this here standard cost for these product B1, B2, B3, what they are doing, they are taking average of last 3 years. They are taking the average of last 3 years. Okay? Now this aqua feed has a purchasing manager responsible for purchasing and pricing. Now they are saying that they have a purchase manager. I want to underline these things. Okay, let me underline it. There is purchase manager, and this purchase manager is responsible for purchasing and pricing. See, I will discuss a very important thing here. Okay, later on, very important thing from here later on. Okay, so you can see here I have underlined here that the purchasing manager is responsible for purchasing and pricing. Okay, ji. The standard mix is decided by the managing partner having 15 years rich experience in aqua agriculture, this aquaculture field. Okay, so the standard mix, that how much input is required, in what ratio this input is required to produce finished good. You can see it's a ratio for producing the finished good. So this ratio is decided by a managing partner who has 15-year experience. Okay, 15-year experience in aquaculture. The last time this was done at the time of launching. Okay, see, no. See here, the last time this was done at the time of launching B, that was 6 years back. The standard mix has not been changed since. let me explain this. Wait, let me explain this. Okay, so let me explain this point. This is important because we will discuss this in evaluation. For the purpose of evaluation, these points are important. So in this company, there is one managing partner. There is one person in this company. There is one person. He is managing partner. This person has 15-year experience, and every year he decide the ratio. And it's not necessary that he's talking about only the product B. There might be some other product also, and for other product also, this person, he decide the ratio at which they will use the input for producing the finished good. This person will decide the ratio at which they will use the input for producing the finished good. Okay. And now what happened? 6 years back, a new product was introduced, product B. And for this product also, this person decide the ratio at which they will use the input. Okay? Okay? So 6 years back, they decide the input. 6 years back. And they are using the same ratio for, 6 years continuously, they are using the same ratio without doing further analysis whether it is good or not. Okay? Which is, I don't think, good. Hai na? See, they have decided the ratio once the product was launched. Once the product launched, they decided the ratio of these input. Okay, 6 years back. Means within these 6 years, there is no decision which is related to this product mix. Means the ratio at which they should keep this input for producing the final product. Okay. These points are very important for the purpose of evaluation. Otherwise, in the entire question, you just have to calculate these things, which is, which is very easy. You have done these things in CA Inter, and which is not my part to discuss. Okay? I know that you people can do this very easily, but the main point is to do this evaluation. Okay. Okay. The next portion. Mixing and heating process are subject to some evaporation loss. Okay. In current month, how much this final product is produced by the company? This much. This is the actual production, and we use the standard for actual output. Okay, so this is also important now. Okay, now the actual material they are using, B1, B2, B3, the actual quantity they are using, this is the actual purchase price of these material. This is the total cost of these material, and the total actual cost of the final product B. At every month end, the production manager, at every month end, production manager receive a statement from the managing partner. Okay? This statement contains the material price and quantity variance, usage variance for the month, and no other feedback on the efficiency of the process provided. Now, this is also very bad. What is bad, ma'am? See, this managing partner, this person, what happened for this person? This person, he asked the person, those who are doing the management, production management, the person those who are here, production, those who are actually producing the goods, those who are actually manufacturing the goods, those person, this managing partner asked them to produce a report. Okay? Report on what? Material variance and usage variance for the month. And they don't ask for any other feedback on the efficiency. Okay? They just ask the operation level manager, okay, the production level manager, to please give me the price variance for every month and the quantity variance for every month. No other feedback, no other things. See, in previous question also, we were analyzing why these variances arising. So see, the analysis and to write the feedback is important now, to analyze the situation and to, to conclude it and to write something is important now. So this person, this managing partner, and who can write it better, who can write the things, who can give the right feedback, the person who are working, है ना? While what happened in this organization, the person, those who are actually working, the person who are, those who are actually producing the goods, they're not giving the feedback, since the managing partner is not asking. So that is why they're not giving any kind of feedback or any comment on the variances, on the efficiency of the process. They don't give it. So see, in this question, I found many problem. I don't know whether you found the problem or not, but I found many problem. Okay. Now in this part of the question, what is the requirement of the question? Evaluate the performance measurement. You have to evaluate the performance measurement of this company. So what will you do here? For performance measurement, obviously, first you have to find the variances. है ना? First, I need to find the price variance, volume variance, mix variance, and yield variance. Then after, I will do the, evaluation. So I expect all of you to solve this question. See, I want all of you to find the price variance, volume variance, mix variance, and yield variance. And if you want me to slow down and to wait, I'll wait. Okay, I'll wait. Okay, and I will not solve this. Okay, because this is very easy and I expect all of you to solve it. Okay, solve it quickly. Solve it quickly. I expect all of you to solve this. Okay, I will not solve this. Okay, I expect all of you to solve this. What you have to do here, find the price variance, find the volume variance, find the mix variance, and find the yield variance. Take a screenshot of the question. Okay? Take a screenshot. If you want to take screenshot here. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take it. So this is the question which we have. This is the question which we have here. I hope the question is visible to all of you. The question is visible to all of you. Okay? And in this question, see, before evaluating the situation, I need all variances. What? Price variance. I need price variance and I want all of you to calculate it. Okay, I need price variance. Okay, we have B1, B2, B3 input. Okay, actual quantity, price variance, material price variance. Standard price per unit of these raw material, actual price per unit of these raw material. Okay, so this way you will find material price variance. ठीक है. This way you will find material price variance. I will not solve it. I expect all of you to solve it. ठीक है. I will not solve this. I expect all of you to solve this. ठीक है. Second, material volume variance. ठीक है. See, this is the question from CA Inter. ठीक है. And I want all of you to solve it. Then we will further evaluate the entire situation. Material volume variance, standard quantity minus actual quantity. ठीक है. Into standard price. ठीक है. So standard quantity to produce actual output. Always remember, we put standard quantity for actual output everywhere. You remember the previous session also, we were trying to find out the standard input required for actual output. Always remember, standard input required for actual output. ठीक है. Actual quantity, ठीक है, into standard price. ठीक है. Consider them, find the variance. ठीक है. I will not solve. ठीक है. Third, this is second. ठीक है. I hope you are doing this question. ठीक है. From the question you will find what is the actual quantity. ठीक है. What is the standard quantity. I hope you can do this. See, I hope you can fill the space which I'm leaving here. ठीक है. Can you tell me quickly? I hope I don't need to do these things. And you are doing it. ठीक है. Always remember, we need standard quantity for actual output. What is actual output? This is actual output. You can see here, this is actual output. You can see here, I have already underlined this. This is the actual output. Yeah. This is the actual output. This is the actual output. And we need standard quantity for actual output. Okay, so you have to find that. Third, what I need to calculate, mix variance, material mix variance. I have material B1, B2 and B3. ठीक है, B1, B2, B3. What I have to consider here, revise actual quantity. है ना, mix variance. I hope you remember the mix variance. You have done this in CA Inter, mix variance. Revise actual quantity. Actual quantity. Standard price. Okay, so this way you will find the mix variance. Then the yield variance. Then the fourth one is yield variance. Material yield variance. What will you consider here? B1, B2, B3. Okay. And what will you consider here? Standard quantity and revise actual quantity. Revise actual quantity and standard price. So this way you will get yield variance. I hope you can do this. Okay, I'm waiting. You people will give me first what is say a material price variance. You will give me the answer. What is material price variance here? Then you will give me answer. What is volume variance here? Then you will give me the answer. What is mix variance here? Then yield variance. Okay, I'm not calculating and I'm waiting you people to solve it. Okay, and this is a question from CA Inter. The new thing is to evaluate the situation. Okay, so for that I'll help you, but for this portion I want all of you to do this. Okay, give me the answers. Okay, I'm waiting. You people will give me the answer. I hope you people are doing this question. I hope you are solving this question. I hope the question is visible. In case if the question is not visible, please tell me, huh? Please tell me. In case if the question is not visible, then please tell me. If the question is not visible, please tell me. I hope the value here is visible. Please calculate in this question. Please calculate the price variance. I hope the values are visible. I hope all the values are visible. Let me remove this also. I need it. I hope it is all visible. In case if it is not visible, please tell me. Okay, and calculate this price variance, mix variance, yield variance. Quickly calculate it. And in case if you fail to calculate, please tell me. I'll help you. Okay? This is something related to CA Inter. Okay, question is not visible. Okay. I hope now it is visible. In this question, you have to calculate the yield variance, mix variance, and price variance, volume variance, mix variance, and yield variance. I hope now it is visible. I hope now it is visible. You have to calculate the price variance. Okay. Using this formula, price variance, find the actual quantity, standard price per unit, actual price per unit. Okay. Let me fill some information. Okay. Actual quantity. You can see in this question, you have the standard price for actual output, and you have the actual price for actual output, obviously. Okay, you have the actual quantity, you have everything. Where, ma'am? This is the standard price for actual output. This is the actual price for the actual output. This is the actual price of the raw material, variance. This variance we calculate for the raw material. And this is the actual quantity. These three things you have to consider. ठीक है. So the standard price per unit, sorry, standard price of the raw material is what? 362. This is 362. This is the standard price of the raw material. You can see per kg standard price of the raw material. ठीक है. Then what is the actual price? This is the actual price, 2.872. 2.872. This is the actual price. And what is the actual quantity of raw material you consume for producing this much finished good? You are producing how much finished good? 4605 kg of B. For producing this, how much raw material actually you are consuming? B1 this much, B2 this one, and B3 this one, this much. So these are the actual quantity which you are consuming. I hope you can calculate here the sale price variance. Sorry, I hope you can calculate the material price variance. We are calculating here the material price variance. ठीक है? Calculate it, give me the answer. Whether it is favorable, whether it is adverse, what are these value? Give me the answer. ठीक है? Give me, like, for B1 how much it is? For B2 how much it is? For B3 how much it is? And total how much it is? Price variance. ठीक है? ठीक है? This way you can calculate the price variance. Next, quantity variance. Standard quantity for actual output. You have to calculate it. Standard quantity for actual output. See, for 100 kg, how much standard quantity is required? B1, how much B1 is required? 42. ठीक है? So for 1 kg, how much B1 is required? 42 divided by 100. And for producing these much final product, 4605 kg, how much standard quantity of B1 is required? 42 upon 100 into 4605. So this way you can calculate the standard quantity for actual output. B1 is required this much. Similarly, B2, for B2, what you can do? 62 divided by 100 into 4605. This way you can calculate how much B2 is required. Okay, and for B3, what you can do? 21 divided by 100 into 4605. This way you can find how much B3 is required. So this way you can calculate how much B1, B2 and B3 is required for producing the final product. So these are the standard quantity required for actual output. Okay, and what is the actual quantity? This is the actual quantity. What is the standard price? This is the standard price. I hope it is clear. Give me the answer if you have calculated. I don't want you to just copy me. Price variance. Okay, I got answer from Raman. Very nice. But I want other student also to calculate and give me the answer. See, I'm waiting. I want all of you to give me the answer. Please do quickly. Do this question quickly. Quickly. So this way I'll get the standard quantity. How much standard quantity is required? 1934, 2855 and 967. ठीक है. So this way I'll get the standard quantity for actual output. 19342855. ठीक है, 967. What is the actual quantity? This is the actual quantity. How much B2? 2502. How much B3? Actual quantity 921. What is the standard price? 362. So this way you can calculate this material volume variance. So this way you can calculate the material price variance and volume variance. Give me the answer for B1, B2 and B3. I hope you are doing with me. I hope you all are doing it. I hope you remember the question you have done in CA Inter. This is the question from CA Inter. The new portion is just to evaluate the situation. Okay, I hope you understand this. Now let us find how to calculate the mix variance. For this, you need revised actual quantity and actual quantity. First, let us consider the actual quantity. These are actual quantity. B12202 is the actual quantity. B2, same as above given, 2502 and 921. These are the actual quantity. Okay, first calculate the total value here. Is the total value at this place? 5625. Then what will you do? 5625. Now you have to calculate the revised actual quantity. For that, what will you do? You will apportion this on B1, B2, B3 on the basis of standard quantity as you have calculated here. On the basis of this, you will apportion them to B1, B2, B3 on this ratio. Okay, so this is the ratio. 1934 is to 2855, okay, is to 967. So this is the ratio, and on the basis of this ratio, on the basis of standard quantity, this ratio, you have to apportion this cost. So this is the revised actual quantity. Okay. Calculate it. See, I want you to calculate. I don't want all of you to copy me. Okay? Don't copy me. Try to calculate it at your own. Okay? Don't copy me. Don't just copy me. How will we find this revised standard quantity? First, we will see how much actual quantity, total actual quantity we are consuming for producing the actual output. Okay? Now I will divide this total quantity into B1, B2, B3 in what ratio? In the ratio of standard quantity, which is required to produce the actual output. Okay, so on the basis of this ratio, I will apportion this total cost and I will find revised actual quantity. Okay, and that will come as 1890. Okay, 2790 and 945. It will come as this. Okay, what is the standard price? Above given 362. So this way you will calculate these values for B1, B2, B3 and total. Okay. And this revised standard quantity as you have calculated here, put here. Standard quantity as you have calculated above, put here. And that way you will calculate the yield variance. Okay, so standard quantity is all these. Okay. See, I want you to do it and give me the answer. Okay, quickly give me the answer. See, I'm waiting. I'm not solving this. I'm just giving you the idea to solve this question. Arey wow, very nice. I got the answers also. Okay. You have given me material volume variance. Very nice. Material price variance. Very nice. I got answer from Raman, Muthulakshmi. Very nice. Now calculate the mix variance and yield variance also. See, I'm waiting. Okay? The same way you will calculate it. This mix and yield variance. Okay? Calculate it. I'm waiting. Same way calculate mix and yield variance. I'm waiting. Okay. What is the standard quantity? As we have calculated above, we will write it. Okay. Revise actual quantity as we have calculated here. Okay. I want you to calculate it at your own. Don't copy me. Okay. I'll wait until I'll receive the answer from you. Okay. I'll wait until I receive the answers. Standard price 362. So this way I'll get these variants. Okay. Give me the answers. I'm waiting. Okay. Give me the answer of mix and yield variance. I hope it is all clear. Like you have calculated the volume variance, please calculate the mix and yield variance. Give me answer. I'll not move forward until I receive answer from you. Okay. Then we will do the portion of analysis. Okay. And see, every information is important. All these information is important for doing the evaluation. So all these variants are important for doing the evaluation. Okay. Calculate them, give me answer. I'm waiting. Give me mix variance and give me yield variance. So this will be the ratio. Standard quantity will be ratio to apportion these total value to B1, B2, B3. Okay. Calculate it. Give me answer. Then we will do the analysis evaluation portion of this question. Then we will do the evaluation. Okay. Give me answer quickly. You just have to calculate and give me the answer. Okay. So you have given me mix variance, Muthu Lakshmi, and from Raman I receive material yield variance. Okay, fine. Let me write all these values now. So here B1, price variance for B1 is 440 favorable. For B2, this is 2502 adverse, and this is nil, and the total is 2062 favorable. ठीक है? Okay, now here volume variance for B1, this is 804 adverse. For B2, this is 2118 favorable. For B3, this is 92 favorable. And total value is 1406 favorable. Okay. Now mix variance for B1, this is 936 adverse, 1728 favorable, 48 favorable, and the total 840 favorable. Similarly, yield variance for B1, this is 132 favorable. For B2, this is 390 favorable. And for B3, this is 44 favorable. And total 566 favorable. So these are the values I have with me. Okay, these are the values I have with me. Okay, now let us analyze this situation. If I observe this, okay, let me first observe these values. If I observe this, what will I find here? I'll find here that yield variance is, you can see, favorable, which is good. I can see the mix variance as favorable, which is like good. I can see the volume variance, which is also favorable. Wow. I can see the price variance, which is also good, which is favorable. Now let me analyze the situation with the question. Okay, let me analyze this situation with the question. Now see in this question, if you can see here, that there are some decisions which have been taken by production manager. There are some decisions which are taken by managing partner, and there are some decisions which is required to be taken by the purchase manager. What are those decisions? Let me first discuss that. See, in case of price variance, decision related to price variance. Wait. Decision related to price variance. Who take this decision? Decision related to price variance. What happened? Pen is not working. My pen is not working. What happened? Okay, there is some problem in my pen. Yeah, now it's working. So you can see in the organization, there are some decision which is required to be taken by the purchase manager, which is very important for the purchase manager to consider. Okay, manager. Especially the decision which is related to buying the raw material. Okay, buying the raw material, such decision is related to the purchase manager. Okay, while who do the production? The production manager. Production manager do the production. So in case if there is any volume variance in the organization, volume variance, if any volume variance is arising, who is responsible? Obviously the production manager. In case if there is any price variance, who is responsible? Obviously the purchase manager is responsible for price variance. है ना? ठीक है? In case if there is price variance, purchase manager is responsible, volume variance, production manager is responsible. So only production manager can't take the credit in case if there is price variance. ठीक है? If there is favorable variance, है ना? This is the first point. Second point, you can see here in this portion of the question, we have the price of these quantity B1, B2, B3, which we use to produce the final good. This price is fluctuating a lot. You can see here it is clearly mentioned in the question. The quality and price, it change a lot. It change significantly every year. ठीक है? It change significantly every year. ठीक है? And standard price, they find the standard price considering the average of 3 years. ठीक है? And purchase manager is responsible for purchasing and pricing. See, this is what we have considered. Yes, the purchase manager is responsible related to price. If there is any price fluctuation, obviously the purchase manager is responsible. But see, not just the purchase manager is responsible. You can see we have two levels. One is strategic level. One is strategic level. And one is operation level. One is strategic level and one is operation level. In case if there is, if there is price variance, obviously the purchase manager, you will hold the purchase manager responsible. But yes, what if the standard you have set will change, and because of which the variance is changing, in price variance, further the planning and operation variance is involved. In case of price variance, if I will talk only about the price variance, in case of just in price variance, both planning and operation variance may arise. We have done the question initially. In case of material price variance, this is a traditional method of calculating the variance. It can be further divided into planning and operation variance. And since the price is fluctuating a lot, it changes significantly every year, so it means that there is some kind of variance which will arise due to wrong planning. Obviously this price variance is not just arises because of this purchase manager. This price variance is not just arising because of the purchase manager, as we have already discussed. Since in the question it is clearly mentioned that the price is very fluctuating and it significantly fluctuate. Okay, it change significantly every year. So it means that there are some problem in strategic level also, the planning level also, because of which there is variance in price. And in this question, we are just considering the operation level variance. We are just considering we are not dividing it into planning and operation variance instead. What we are considering for all the price variance, we are keeping the purchase manager responsible for this entire price variance. For this entire price variance, we are keeping the purchase manager responsible, which is not good. Because you can see here, for the price variance, both strategic level manager and operation level managers are responsible, especially here, since in the market, the price is fluctuating a lot. It means that the strategic level manager, they have to take decision in such a way that will give you, favorable advantage. So obviously, both of them will involve to take the decisions related to pricing of the goods. So here we can say, this is missing in the question. You can see here, this portion is missing, though they have given us the information that the price fluctuate a lot, but for this they kept whom? Only the price manager responsible, which is wrong. I hope you understand what I mean to explain you here. For the price variance, they have kept the purchase manager responsible. Why? We need strategic level management and operation level management both to take decision related to pricing. Obviously, both of them have involved to take the decision related to pricing. So we should consider both planning and operation variance. It should be divided into planning and operation variance. In case if there is any planning variance, for that the strategic level manager is responsible, and in case if there is operation variance, then operation level, that is the purchase manager, will be responsible. You can't held responsible for the entire price variance to the purchase manager, which is not good. So I hope you understand what I mean to say here. I hope it is all clear. Okay. Now further, let us see further what is problem in this question. Further, now next, after price variance, we have volume variance. Okay. We have volume variance. Volume variance is favorable, good. Who is responsible for volume variance in case if there is volume variance? Volume variance is related to quantity, standard quantity and actual quantity. Actually, you have consumed less quantity than the standard quantity. This, and because of which the volume variance arises. Hai na? For this, you held the production manager responsible. Okay. Now you can see here for this volume variance, you have kept the production manager responsible. Okay. First, let me read the line, the place where we have written something about it. Okay, nothing is written. Okay, no problem. Now you can see here that this volume variance should be divided into two parts, the mix variance and the yield variance, and we should consider both. Okay, we should consider both the mix variance and the yield variance. Okay, so we should not just consider that yes, favorable variance, volume variance is favorable, so yes, the performance of the production manager is good. No, not just take decision this way. Okay, don't just take the decision this way that the performance of production manager is good because the volume variance is good. No, check the mix variance and yield variance also. If you will see the mix variance, you can see here that for the actual output, you can see here you are consuming actually less quantity than actually required for the actual production. Okay. So you can see that you are actually consuming less quantity than the standard actual quantity, the actual quantity which is required. If I consider the standards, the quantity required for actual output, that ratio, okay? But actually what happened, we are consuming the quantity, actual quantity is this. Now in this case, is contribution is given? No. Now in this case, you can write here that yes, this mix variance is favorable. Why? Because you are consuming less quantity than what is required for the actual output. Okay. And for yield variance, you can see here, yield variance is also favorable. Why the yield variance is favorable? Why the yield variance is favorable? Because why the yield variance is favorable? Can you tell me? Okay. So I hope you can do the analysis also. You can see here the yield variance is favorable because you are consuming, actually the quantity you consume is less than the standard quantity required for actual output. है ना? The standard quantity required for actual output is more than what is you are actually consuming as per the revised ratio. Okay, so that is why this ratio is coming favorable. You have to write all these things in the question. Okay, now can you conclude here something? See, I want to show you some more points here. This way you have to write about the volume variance. You just don't have to consider this final volume variance, but you have to consider the mix variance as well as the yield variance also. Okay, you have to consider these two things also. Okay. Okay, can you find some more problem in this question? There are more problems in this question. Okay, can you find some more problem in this question? You can write one more point here, that if we will change the mix variance, if we change the mix variance, it might affect the quality of the product. Okay, if you change the mix variance, it might affect the quality. है ना? For example, for actual final B, the actual ratio is required different, and you have used the different ratio, so that might affect the quality of the final product. So you can write it in mix variance. So you can see here that it is not just enough to write about the volume variance, but you have to consider the mix and yield variance also for doing the further analysis. Okay, more points. It is not much relevant. I have more point to discuss. More point is that they have set the standard for the mix variance 6 years back. Okay, this is the important point which I want to discuss. They have set 6 years back. It is given in the question 6 years back. They have set the mix which is required for producing the actual output B. See, for producing the actual final product B, they have set the ratio B1, B2, B3. How much B1, how much B2, how much B3 is required for producing actual final B product. For producing actual final B product, how much B1, B2, B3 is required? This is the ratio they have decided. But unfortunately, this ratio was decided 6 years back. And during this 6 year, this quantity, this quality, and the price of these three products has changed a lot. And you can see, we have discussed here that the mix variance is related to quality. In case if you change the mix variance, the quality will change. So it means that if the quality of these B1, B2, B3, this product has changed, then obviously the mix ratio should also change. And you have set the mix ratio, this ratio, mix ratio of B1, B2, B3 6 years back. And during the 6 year, the quality has changed. The quality of B1, B2, B3 has changed. The price of B1, B2, B3 has changed. So obviously, if the quality of B1, B2, B3, these three products has changed, so there is need to revise the mix variance again. But you have not done this during the 6 year. The management have not done this during the 6 year. I hope the point is clear. If it is not clear, tell me, I'll speak again. It is clear. I hope it is clear. See, let me repeat it again. I will repeat it again. I will repeat it again. See, we have already discussed that the mix variance, the mix of B1, B2, B3, how much B1, B2, B3 you will use for producing one B product. Okay. So you can see that this mix was set 6 years back. Okay. And we have discussed that if you change this mix, If you change this mix, change means if you change the ratio of this mixture, then it may affect the quality of what? Final product. And now they are saying that in 6 years, what happened during the 6 year, the price and the quality of raw material B1, B2, the quality of raw material B1, B2, B3 has changed. 6 year. So it means that during the 6 year, when the price and quality has changed accordingly, since the raw material, if the quality of raw material will change, the quality of final product will change. So they should revise their standard, and they have not actually revised the standard of this mix, which is a problem in the organization. So this point create a problem. For this point create a problem. Okay, it is clearly mentioned the standard mix has not changed since 6 years. It's a problem. It's a problem for the organization. Okay, let me discuss some more problems. I hope it is clear. I hope the thing we have discussed here is clear. Let me discuss some more problem. Can you tell me some more problem? See the problem we have here. What problem? The production manager, those who are actually working on machinery, the problem, they can report the actual problem in the organization. The people, those who are actually working, can report the actual problems. The production manager, the operation level manager, they can report the actual problem in the organization. Hai na? While you can see here that the managing partner, they are asking the production manager to prepare a report and give them price variance and volume variance. That's it. First, only the price and volume variance is not enough to analyze the situation. They have to consider the mix and yield variance also. Second thing, this production manager should not just give the variance, but should give the feedback also. Okay? But no such feedback is given here. Okay? Which is missing here, which is important. And no follow-up is taken here, which is again a problem. So you can see here, see in this question, we just don't have to do the calculation, but we have to do the analysis. And see, the calculation is very easy, but the most tricky point is to evaluate the situation, to evaluate all the variances and to write accordingly the answers. Okay? Which is quite tricky here. Can you give me more point if I missed something? It might be possible that if I miss something, you can give me more points. These are some problem which you can see initially, and you can initially point out, yes, this is the problem. I can see here the planning and operation variance is missing since, but it is important. It's a problem. We can see them while reading the question. It is clearly visible. These are the problems in the organization. Okay. So I hope it is clear. I hope you can see the way question will come in your examination. You don't have direct question in your examination. Okay, you can see the way the question will come in your examination. Okay, so we have a next question. This is a good question, but I don't know I have time to take this question. This is also a good question. Okay, let me take this question. Okay, both questions are good. Okay, let us take this question. Okay, see, solving the question is not a big deal. Okay, you can do that is easy to solve the question, but to evaluate the situation, to investigate is important. Okay, which is quite not very easy. So we have this question. Okay, and to interpret this sale mix variance, sales quantity variance is important, and this is a 10-mark question. This is from mock test paper. I want all of you to read this question And in case if you have any doubt related to previous question, you can ask me. I want you to do this question now. Read this question. If you have any doubt related to previous question, you can ask me. Read this question. This is also a very good question. Read this question. I'm giving you time and I expect all of you to read it quickly. Okay, I'm giving you 4 minutes. Read this question. So this is the question we have. A very good question. This is a very good question. It's a very good question. Okay. Let me read this question first. In this question, you can see we have sale quantity. Okay. This company, Queensland Chemical QC, manufacture high quality chemical C1, C2, C3. This company is manufacturing high quality chemical C1, C2, C3, these three chemical. Sorry. This company is selling these three high quality chemicals C1, C2, C3. Okay. Extracts from the budget for last year is given. So this is the extract from the budget. What is this information? Standard quantity, standard sale quantity the company is selling. This is the standard actually because they have taken it from the last year. So this will be the standard for this year. So this is the standard sale quantity for C1 is 1000. For C2, this is 3250. For C3, this is 750. Okay. Average selling price per kg is 17,600. ठीक है. For C2 this is 2,560, and for C3 this is 22,400. We have given the direct material cost which is used for these chemical, direct labor cost which is used for these chemical, and variable overhead cost which is used for these chemical. ठीक है. Further, it is given that the budgeted direct labor cost per hour was this. Now, further information we have. The sale quantity, the actual sale, this is the actual sale. This is the actual result. You can see it is given here. The actual result is what? The sale quantity is this, C1, C2, C3. The average selling price is given. The material cost, labor cost, and variable overhead cost is given. Actual direct labor cost per hour is also given. ठीक है. Actual variable overhead cost per direct labor hour was this. So actual labor cost is also given, and actual variable, other variable overhead is also given. ठीक है. Okay, this is also given. Okay, then Queen's Chemical follows just-in-time system. Okay, they are following just-in-time system for purchasing and production, and does not hold any inventory. So they don't have any, opening or closing raw material. ठीक है. Sorry, any opening or closing raw material or opening or closing finished good. ठीक है. Since they are working on just-in-time system, they purchase immediately, produce, and they sell it. ठीक है. Okay. What is the requirement of the question? Interpret the sales mix variance and sales quantity variance. Okay, so you have to find it. I think I have taken a picture of the formula. So we have this formula. What you have to calculate here, you have to calculate the sale mix variance and sales quantity variance. So what are the formulas? Sales mix variance and sales quantity variance. ठीक है. So you have to calculate it. ठीक है. Okay, so what will we do for mix variance? We will consider the actual quantity and revised actual quantity into standard contribution, standard sale contribution. ठीक है? We will consider that. Let me write it. Sorry, this is the solution. You have to calculate the sale mix variance. See, if you will see the question, you will see that we have three ways to calculate it. Sales variance. Sales variance. In one way, you will consider the sale price. Then, in one way, you will consider the contribution. And in one way, you will consider the margin. Okay. So in this question, they're asking you to calculate the sales mix variance and which is related to contribution. Okay. So you will consider the contribution. Okay. Otherwise, see, we have three methods to use: either the selling price or the contribution or the profit or the margin. These are the three ways to calculate the sales variance. Okay. Now, since in the question they have asked you that you have to calculate the sale mix variance and sale quantity variance in terms of contribution. In terms of contribution, you have to calculate these values. So accordingly, we will calculate this value for them. Okay, accordingly, we will calculate these values for them. Okay, okay. So first, what we are calculating? Sale contribution mix variance. Mix variance. Sales contribution mix variance. ठीक है, sales contribution mix variance. What is the formula? Quantity minus revised actual quantity into standard contribution. Into standard contribution. ठीक है, so you have to consider them and you have to calculate it. ठीक है, what is the actual quantity? Revise actual quantity for actual revise actual quantity for actual output, है ना, and standard contribution. So you can calculate the standard contribution at this place. ठीक है, selling price is given, cost is given, minus the selling price from the cost, you will get the standard contribution. ठीक है, selling price is given, all the variable cost is given, subtract them, you will get the standard contribution. ठीक है, you will use the standard contribution for all these three product. ठीक है, you can create a table at this place. ठीक है, what product you have? You have C1, C2, C3. These three product. You have these three product. ठीक है, you have to consider the actual quantity for the formula. Then you have to consider the revised actual quantity. Revised actual quantity. You have to consider that. Then you will consider the contribution. ठीक है, so this way you will get the variance, mix variance. For these three product. You will get the mix variance for these product. ठीक है, so first find these values, standard contribution. What are these standard contribution? Can you give me the value? I'm waiting. Okay, I have a very good question. There is a question from Ramya. Ramya. Okay, it's a question from Ramya. And she is asking me, ma'am, whether it is worth doing practice manual from standard costing. See, Ramya, see everyone. This is what I want to tell you. This is what I want to tell everyone. Okay? There is no need to do the question which you have done in your older syllabus in standard costing. Since you can see that we have the same topic. You have the same topic in your older syllabus. And now in new syllabus, you have the same topic. But if you will see these questions, you will see in most of the question, there is evaluation, interpretation, analysis. You can see here. Okay, so these questions are not just related to doing calculation and finding the variances. You can see in these questions, we are not just finding the variances, but analyzing the question is most important part of these questions. Okay, and you will not find such question in your older syllabus. So there is no need to do the question which you have done in old syllabus, not relevant. But then what type of question we should do? Do all the questions which are there in your institute module, that too revised module. Do all the question which you have in your revised module. Remember, not even from old module if you are giving your May 21 examination onwards. Okay? Don't do the question of old module, the new revised module which is uploaded, which is hosted in ICAI website. Do all the question from there. Do all the question of recent new syllabus, from mock test paper, from revision test paper, from past year papers. That's it. Don't do the question from old syllabus. Okay, I hope you understand. Even in decision making and in case of budgeting, these chapters are same. You can see that the transfer pricing, budgeting, ticket decision making, standard costing, these 4 chapters are same, but the concept is different. The way the questions is here in this new syllabus is different from the old syllabus. Okay, so don't do the question which you have in old syllabus. Instead, first do all the question which you have in new syllabus. Okay. Okay. Now in this question, I hope you have calculated the mixed variance here. Considering all these values, I hope you have calculated the mixed variance. It is very easy question. Okay, all the information, use them, calculate the mixed variance. If you want to ask me anything else, you can ask me. Okay. You have given me the standard cost. Okay, I need that. Standard contribution. I need standard contribution. Raman, are you sure these values are correct? I doubt. I doubt. I think these values is 6080, 752 and 7520. Raman, please check your answer. I doubt your answer is not correct. The contribution you have given me is not correct. Raman, please check. Standard contribution you have given me is not correct. It's not correct. The standard contribution you have given me is not correct. Raman, please check your answer. You simply have to subtract these costs from this selling price. Okay. So these are standard contribution. Okay, you can write here standard contribution 6080, 752 and 7520. ठीक है. I hope it is clear. ठीक है. Now, what are the actual quantity? What are the actual sale quantity? These are the actual sale quantity. These are the actual sale quantity. You can see these values. 900, 3875, 975. Okay. These are the actual quantity. What are the revised actual quantity that you have to calculate? Okay, that you have to calculate. Okay, first see the total value. This value, you have to apportion them to C1, C2, C3 on the basis of standard quantity which you want to sell. Hai na? We calculate this revised actual quantity on the basis, yes? Q. Now it's working. Okay. So revise actual quantity. How will you calculate the revised actual quantity on the basis of standard sales quantity? these values, okay, these values, standard sales quantity, these values, ठीक है. So 1000 is to 3250 is to 750. On the basis of this ratio, you will apportion them to C1, C2, C3. ठीक है. On the basis of this ratio, you will apportion it to C1, C2, C3. ठीक है. Calculate it. Give me mix variance. Give me sales contribution mix variance. Give me sale contribution mix variance. ठीक है. Considering them, give me sales contribution mix variance. ठीक है. Find it. Do this calculation. I will not calculate it. I want you to do this. ठीक है. Solve it quickly. I'm waiting. Solve this portion of the question. You have to apportion this total quantity into this ratio. So this way you will get revised actual quantity and you will get sale contribution mix variance. Okay. Okay, do this. And let me tell you the next sale contribution quantity variance. Sale contribution quantity variance. Okay. Okay, we have to calculate this, but before that, I want to give you the formula. What is the formula, ma'am? Can I write it here? What is the formula for this? Budgeted or standard sale quantity minus revise actual quantity, ठीक है, into contribution. ठीक है, budgeted or the standard sale quantity minus revise actual quantity into contribution. So this way we will find it for C1, C2, C3. What? Standard or budgeted sale quantity, then actual sale quantity, then contribution. So this way I'll get this contribution quantity, sale contribution quantity variance. Sale contribution quantity variance, you can see, let me show you the formula. You can see here, this is the formula for mixed variance, this is the formula for revised variance. Mixed variance, actual quantity minus revised actual quantity, ठीक है, into standard margin or standard contribution. Then revise actual quantity minus budgeted quantity into standard margin or standard contribution. So this way you will consider all these values and you will calculate it. Now this is what? This is the budgeted sale quantity. Okay? And we have to consider the actual sale quantity. So we have to see the information. What is the budgeted sale quantity? These are the budgeted sale quantity. What is the actual sale quantity? Sorry, what is the revised actual sale quantity? You will calculate here and you will give me the value so that I'll put those value at this place. Revise. Okay, I'll put that value here, the value which you will give me here. Okay, then put the contribution. Okay, standard contribution. ठीक है, put the standard contribution. We write it properly. Sale standard contribution. So you can see the standard contribution you have. You have calculated this as standard contribution. $752 and $7,520. ठीक है. What is the budgeted sale quantity? 1,000, 750. These are the budgeted sale quantity. 1,000, and 750. Revise actual quantity, you will calculate here. Give me the value, I'll put there, and this way I'll calculate the quantity variance also. Give me answer. I will not calculate it. I want all of you to calculate it at your own and give me the answers. Okay. I hope you are calculating this. I hope you people are calculating it. Okay. In this question, you have to calculate the mix variance, sales mix variance, and sales quantity variance first. And it is on the basis of contribution. Then you have to interpret it. Okay. Then you have to interpret it. Okay. So I hope this way you can calculate the sales contribution mix variance, and you will give me what is the value of revised actual quantity at this place. Okay, then give me the mix variance at this place. Give me the values, I'll put them. Okay, and this way, give me the sales contribution mix variance. I'm waiting. You will give me the answers, then I'll put it here. Okay, calculate it at your own. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. I hope you people are calculating. I hope you are not copying me. Okay, don't copy me. Okay. Give me these values, I'm waiting. This value and then this value. So this way we will calculate the sales contribution mix variance and sale contribution quantity variance. Give me answer quickly. I hope you are calculating. See, in this question, if you will see, there is no relevance of these information. Okay, there is no relevance of these information like budgeted direct labor cost per hour, or the actual direct labor cost per hour, or the actual variable cost per hour. there is no relevance of these information in this question, because in this question they have just asked you to consider the sale mix variance and sale quantity variance. They have just asked you to consider this and interpret. In case if the question is related to um, evaluate and nothing else is given here, in case just the information is related to evaluate, not and this sale mix variance is not given, sale quantity variance is not given, just given evaluate the performance of manager or evaluate the situation, in that case you should think that how many kind of variance you can calculate from all the information which you have here. How many types of variance you can calculate? You have to calculate all kind of variance which is possible. Then you have to analyze the situation. Okay? And since in this question nothing is given about the performance of the managers and something else is not given, but in such situation you have to write about it, because you have to evaluate the entire situation. First you have to find all the variance which you can calculate from the information you have. Okay? Then evaluate that. Okay, then give your whatever recommendation you want to give or whatever you want to write, you can write. Okay, after evaluation. Okay, since in this question, if you will see in this question, it is specifically given to you that calculate the sale mix variance and sale quantity variance, nothing else. Okay, so that is why you don't have to think what else we can do here. Okay, what else we can do here, you don't need to think about it, since it is specifically given here that calculate the mix variance and quantity variance. So you don't need to think about other variance which we can calculate here with all these information. You don't have to do that. Otherwise, if these 2 points is not given in the question, then you have to find all the possible variances, and then you have to evaluate the situation, and then you have to write the answer. So this is the point. Though in this question, there is no relevance of these information. Okay. This is the question from, it's a question from whom? Hemant. This is the question from Hemant. Okay. Okay, so you have given me the mix variance. Very nice. You have given me the mix variance. Let me write it. Okay. Okay. Mix variance. This is 1520 adverse. This is 103 favorable. 57. So this variance is, mix variance is what? 570.6 adverse. Okay, we will evaluate this. Okay, we will interpret the situation. Okay, let me find first the next variance also. Sale contribution quantity variance. What is the revised actual sale quantity? These values. Revised actual sale quantity. 1150. Okay. 3737.5, 862.5. Okay, so this way you will get here the value. Okay, voice audible hai now? Audio is fine. Okay, let me solve this question then. Okay. This is 912 favorable. This is 366.6 favorable. This is 846 favorable. And the entire value 2124.6 favorable. So this way you can see, we can calculate the mix variance. You can see here the mix variance is adverse, and you can see the sales contribution quantity variance is favorable. Can you interpret the situation now? Why is this coming? Can you interpret? Now you can see here that you have the highest contribution for C1 and C3. You have the highest contribution for C1 and C3. Okay, C1, you have the highest contribution. Now in the solution, you can see that actual quantity which you are selling in the market for C1, the actual quantity which you are selling in the market is less than the revised actual quantity. Okay? The actual quantity which you are selling in the market is less than the revised actual quantity. Also, in this case, the contribution is high, which you are losing here, and because of which the variance is adverse at this place. Okay? You can see here that actual quantity is less than actual quantity which you are selling in the market is less, and you have high contribution at this place which you are losing here, and therefore you have adverse variance. Okay? While you can see on the other quantity like C3, you also have high contribution. You have high contribution at this place, but the actual quantity which you are selling here is not much. The difference is not much, because of which, though this variance is favorable, but the overall variance of the organization will still remain adverse. So this is what you can write in solution. I hope it is clear. This is what you can write in solution, and in this way you have to analyze the situation. That, see, the organization has to sell, the organization is actually selling C1 less, okay, in which the organization have high contribution. You can see the high contribution, and you can see the difference is much, and because of which the adverse variance is here. Okay, you can see because of which the adverse variance is at this place. Okay, and though here we have high contribution, but since this rise in actual sale is not much, so the situation is favorable, but still it is not compensating this adverse variance, and therefore we have total this mix variance as adverse variance. Okay, and the next situation, sale contribution quantity variance is favorable. Why it is favorable? Because the actual quantity, the revised actual quantity which you want to sell, if you have any doubt you can ask me, the revised actual quantity which you are selling in the market is more than the budgeted sale quantity. You can see in all the three situations, C1, C2, C3, the revised actual sale quantity is more than the budgeted sale quantity, and therefore the variance is favorable at this place. So this way you can write it, you can interpret, and you can write. Okay? In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me anything you want to ask me. So this way you can write it in the solution. See, it is very important to note this point here. Okay? Otherwise everything is fine, but the most important point is to notice at this place. Okay? You can see here, it is important to notice at this place, and you have to write it in the solution. So I hope it is clear to all of you. In case if you have any doubt, you can ask me. In case if you still have any doubt, you can ask me. You want to ask me anything related to subject, you can ask me. Okay, you got it. Thank you. Okay, one more thing I want to tell you, that for writing your solution in examination, always check the skill assessment. This is, I don't know whether I have discussed this or not, but I discussed this many times. If you will go to ICAI website, you will see here that we have skill assessment. Okay, we have skill assessment. Let me show you. You can see here that we have skill assessment. Open it, take a printout of this page. You can see here verbs are given, ठीक है, and the meaning of those verbs are given, and accordingly you have to write the answer in your examination. ठीक है, means you can see here that calculation is different from solve, which is different from tabulate, which is different from, prepare, apply. You can see here the meaning of these verbs are different. So accordingly, first you understand the meaning of these verbs, and accordingly write your answer in examination. It is very important for all of you. So take a printout of this page, learn the meaning of these learn the meaning of these verbs, ठीक है, and write your answer in examination according to these verbs. ठीक है, write all your answer according to these verbs. ठीक है, and you can see here that these verbs are divided into three parts. This is the lower level verbs in which you have to write your answer straight away. Okay, then we have the second level of verb in which analysis and application will come, and the third is evaluation. This is the highest level of verb. Okay, so most tricky question will come from the third level of verb. Okay, so it is very important to note here. So I hope you will write your examination according to these verbs. Okay, you will write your answers in examination using these verbs. Okay, so take a printout and write your answer accordingly. Okay, I will share this last session questions with ICI, ठीक है, and you can upload these questions, ठीक है, I'll share it, ठीक है. ठीक है, thank you so much. In case if you have any other doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, let me say goodbye to all of you. Okay, goodbye, take care.